Alrighty, welcome back. We just pulled off 365 days continuously working, and we are happy and proud of ourselves. We're going to pat ourselves on the back. I'm going to pat Jolene on the back. I rubbed her back last night. Ooh. We pulled it off. We set a goal for ourselves to do 365 days and tape every day. And this is our third 165 days, and we are not going to stop at that because we have another goal that we want to acquire, and we'll let you know as we go. But come on in and let's do our 365 days of our taping and continue on. Remember, a man with no goals is on a road to nowhere. On a road to nowhere. We have figured out the air ride on the Merc. We had a lot of good suggestions from a lot of people, and we had a lot of bad suggestions too also. But in the end, they're not bad suggestions, just suggestions. But in the end, we prevailed. Everything, I must say, everything that I did in the front end was acceptable. I went backwards a little bit, trying to figure things out, which I didn't need to. I guess when the back come up with the air pressure that we had, I was thinking that the front should come up with the air pressure we had, and that's basically not true. I want to give Jeremy Parker a hat or a shirt of his choice. He wrote a suggestion to turn up the air for the front. It's going to take more air for the front than the back, and basically that's what happened. I'm losing air in the paint room. You can hear it hissing all the time. I just haven't fixed it. I'm losing air in there. The back goes up easier than the front, obviously, and we're going to show you the air ride, the height, and all that sort of stuff. We'll just do that right now. I'll probably have to turn the air back up there in the front. Also, he was talking about putting bigger air lines on the front, and it's going to run more. And basically, I probably will do that just because of the suggestion that he made. Jeremy Parker gets a hat or a shirt of his choice. Just write or message the page and give us your information, and we'll send it to you. But I want to thank you very much. But basically, that's where we're at. Today, what I'm going to do after I let the air ride down and let it back, show you how it goes back up again, I'm going to put motor mounts in it. But first, let's do the air ride. Let's do the air ride. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it down. I may as well let it down and work on it that way. And then when I'm done the motor mounts, we'll pump it up and show you. So you're basically going to have to watch the whole video for it to go up and down. I think what I want to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to open the garage door. Me and Jolene just got back from breakfast. Jolene looks amazing today. She always looks amazing. I love her conversation too. I do love her conversation. I'm going to open the doors up. It's a beautiful day here in Nova Scotia. It certainly most is. Just going to open the doors up. Got the race car, took the water out of the race car yesterday. That was a good thing. We had a little bit of frost this morning. If anybody's got water in the cars, make sure you get the water out of it, because or not, put the antifreeze to it. We didn't do that, so we just let the water out of it. We've got work to do when summer comes, next summer comes, to get it done. I'm going to let down the back first, I guess. Why not? You might as well watch it go down so we hear it from the side, I would say, if you want to get the visual. I'll wait till you get there. I pulled the motor picker in last night, the engine picker in last night. And the reason I'm putting that in is because I might start going with the engine in it. I'm not sure. This car is kind of, it's not real close, but I have to pick and choose the jobs that I do to get it in order, to get it done right, I would say. Not right, but just in order to finish it properly. I don't want to do things twice, 3 times, 4 times. I don't want to do that. Not really. So we let the back out. There's where we're going in the back. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it, man. I get going through that, then you start to realize what that cost, and it was quite a gift. Oh, I forgot to put our sign on. No one will know. Nobody will know. We're on air. We're on air. Alrighty, let's let the front down. You can see on Facebook, I think you put it on this morning maybe, I cut the motor mounts out of it. we had motor mounts in it, and the motor mounts were to fit a 305 or 350. We've made up our mind. We have a brand new 350 back there. I am going to keep this car. I'm going to drive this car, and I am going to pretend that I am Elvis. Why would I not? And you're allowed to pretend too if you like. It's your dream. Make it as big as you want. And that's basically where we're going to sit. I'm very happy with how level it is. Very happy with that. Sometimes it doesn't go that way, but I must say I'm very happy with how level it is. I got to get down and take a look at myself. Very happy with it. Very happy with it. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put the motor mounts in it, and I'm going to explain this, I guess, the best I can. What happens is I have this tubular motor mount system. I buy these from Speedway Motors, and there's probably other places that you can get them. They probably buy them from places that, whatever, I'm not sure, but if you can get them, I really feel like if you're putting an engine in something, these pieces that someone has already mocked up, the pipe's all bent, they have a jig, they just set it in, they weld the mounts in, it's done, and they give it to you, or you buy it from them, and it works. It's basically the easiest way I know how to mount an engine into a car is to have that system. And the reason being is, once, if you can picture it, once I lay that engine down in there, and I have the mounts on the engine, how hard is it to get underneath the engine and tack them mounts in when the engine's down on the crossmember? It's quite hard. I get up on the hoist, I guess, but you really have to have the gear to hold the engine in place up that high. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's very hard to mount an engine in there when you can't get at it to tack anything in there to put it in place. I have a crossmember in the front of this car, right there. This is the original Ford crossmember. I welded a couple motor mounts, Chevy motor mounts to it before. They were just mounts and they sat in there, and I did not like the looks of them. I did not like the looks of it. So what I did is I just come in and cut them off, and I'm going to redo it because I have these right now. I have the little tubular system that I like. What happens is this is the mount that goes on the engine. This mount goes on the engine. This is the mount where the motor bolts to the crossmember. So this piece right here I want, and this piece right here I want, but I want to take and cut this piece off, I'll keep the tubular thing because I might use it as a transmission mount. I can put a different engine on it because I got it all bent there. Now I can put it up underneath the engine when it's on one of my little stands, and I can see what I'm doing and tack it, so it'd be so easy. I might make a Ford crossmember. We have a 351. I can use this crossmember and put it up underneath that thing and weld it to it and have one done for a Ford, so I can put it in any car I want to. But I have the 350. I have it set up for the 350. I have it cut in the back of the cowl there for the breather. I did have that cut before, but basically what I want to do is I want to cut them off, and I want to plant them on the crossmember that they have there. And that's what I'm going to do without putting the engine in it. So if I just cut them off, it would be hard for me to plant them in there and know where the eyes go. You know, you could measure the eyes. Yes, you could, whether you got it straight or not, whether it's going to fit in there. I'm going to show you how I do it. You can see how this is smaller along here and it's up higher here and all that sort of stuff. It does not matter to me because I'll show you what I'm going to do. This one's longer on that one, and I don't know where it's going to lie. But what I do know is where the bolts are, where the eyes of the mounts are, is where it has to be for that 350 to come down and bolt up. I know that it bolts on there because I've done it before. It's just that I used different mounts and they did not look good. So basically I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. 365 days we taped every day, and that was the goal of ours, and we passed the goal, or we did the goal, and now we're going to cruise on. It's too bad I have no glasses. I've ruined my glasses. We didn't pick any up. There they are. There's my glasses. All right, so we're sort of going to do this blindfolded. I got some glasses here. I'm going to Jolene some glasses. I'm going to take this is what I'm going to do. I got a piece of flat stock here. I'm going to weld. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to weld this on from. I'm just going to tack it. I'm going to tack it here and tack it there. And then I'm going to cut these off. Then I'm going to pick this up with the mount here and the mount here, and I'm going to take it over. And then I'm going to lay it down inside there. I'm going to mark center. I'm going to line center up with that center. And then I'm going to tack this on, that eye on, and that eye on. And then I know that it'll fit. So basically this is what I'm going to do. Let's do it. Take these off. All right, if I can get it out. I'll get a little hammer and just knock it off for a second. You'll have to excuse me for a second. I didn't get ready at all, and I hope you don't mind. Didn't get ready. Come on now. Come on now. Why is it? There we go. Must use just a burr or something. So, I'm going to take this over here. Got my trusty marker with me. That's what I'm going to do. I just want to mark it and cut it so it fits good. I'll just cut that off. I might even weld a piece of metal on the top of this to make this stronger so it does not bend. It's nice and straight right at the present moment. Got a zip cut. I'm going to put a pair of gloves on. See my gloves, sweetheart? Ba, 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 ba. I cleaned up last night, so that means that's why you can't find anything. The engine is set back quite a ways in this car. The oil pan on the 350 fits nice on that. The oil pan's small in the front and goes down behind the steering, and that's good. That's great. I think I'm going to put an automatic in this car. I'm not interested in shifting all the time. I just want a nice cruiser to cruise around with me and Jolene, and that's what I'm going to make. I have cars that have standards in that spin, so if I want to spin, I'll drive a different car. And I'm just tacking this in. This is something to hold that in place. So what I'm going to do right this second, I'm going to hold that in place or not. Just want to make sure this is straight. Just for security, I got some square stock here. Just for security. I'm going to run a piece of square stock, just tack it along the top of this so it makes it stays straight. Once I weld that and then tack that, I would hate to see it get crooked a little bit because it will not fit. It starts getting crooked, then you're going to have an issue. So I'm just going to make it so it fits, or just make a little more strength on it. I'm not going to do anything drastic. I'm just going to make this piece of 1/8 plate stay strong. I hate to see anything go crooked. You can do some measuring if you want to, but I like to take the measuring out of it because measuring complicates things, I find. I like to take the measuring out of it. For me to weld that together and tack it together is quick. To take that and try to measure that takes it away. I'm going to see if this... I see now. Haven't got any glasses today, so I have to squint. Like I said, the reason I'm doing this is just try to make it the flat bar a little stronger, just so it stays in place. That says shade there, so I've got to turn that there somewhere and see what happens. That's all I need. Yeah. Tag it a couple. Okay. I won't throw this metal away. I'll just put it in my pile. Now, put that on there. Just trying to get it on looking so it looks the same on either side, same distance. Just looking up. What I'm doing here is I'm just looking from there to there and there to there, and just seeing if I got the same distance, just so I'm just going to tack it a little better right there. Alrighty. We should be fine. I just don't want that to break off. Alrighty. Now, when I take this off, when I cut that off, and I cut that off, that eye there and that eye there should be in the exact same place as it was before. That's what I'm counting on as I do this. And then I'm going to walk it over to the car and I'm going to lay it down in there. We're going to find center and we'll center it up. We can eye center up. We can center up by eye, or we can do it with a tape measure, wherever how you want to do it. And I'm going to tell you something. I have got things crooked sometimes. Yes, I have. But it does not really affect much if it's only like a little tiny bit, you know. To me, the fault in things sometimes is the art. I hate to say that, but that's how I feel. My glasses. Where'd I put them bad boys? On the welder, they fall. They're not on the welder. They fell. I got a pair of cool glasses here. Got my old shades. We'll find them. They didn't go too far. All right, let's do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off above the weld. I don't want to grind all that off. I'm just going to cut it off above, and then we'll set it down on like that. Oh, going to change the zip cut very first thing. I want a nice zip cut, or a longer one. I have to thank everybody for all the comments and everything. We appreciate it. What's that, sweetheart? Oh, they fell down in there? Okay, cool. I'll get them. Thank you, sweetheart. Da, 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 da. All righty. Move it slowly. You want to bang it around while we're working on it. Just going easy because I want everything to stay straight. Just want to go easy. Get another zip cut. Basically, I want that to stay on there. Now, we must say that the eyes are still the same as they were before because I welded that together. We've got a nice piece on the top to keep them straight. We've got company. I'm going to go in and I'm going to check it out. So, we have to, I don't know, we have to. We should agree that if we do what I got going on here, that's where the engine would fit. The mount's going to come down on here and grab on that. The mount's going to come down here and grab on that. Basically what I'm going to do is just center it up, and we're going to weld it in there. And I know that everything is straight, and the reason being I know it's straight is because I've got this piece in here with a square stock that's kept it straight. And you can understand if the engine was in here, how would I get it? Like, it'd be harder. I know I can or could, but how would you get in there and weld that up with that engine in there and not be able to see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure center on this, and then I'm going to mark it, and I'm going to say that that little screw right there is center. Why not? They said it was center, or they thought it was center, so I'm just going to mark center on this, and I'm going to I spy it down, and I'm going to tack it on where I think it should be. So I'm going to get a tape measure. I could eye it up if I want to, but there's a chance that I don't. It's fine center. Set there like that. Just go easy on things. I don't want anything to take place or move. Center of 15. 7.5. 7.5. Do this like this. Flop this over. Just like it on the top. My marker. My marker. Good. Nope, that's it right there. That's where I'm going to say center is. And if I'm off by 1/8, don't care. Doesn't much matter. Doesn't much matter to me. Off just a little tiny bit, but that's basically where I think center is. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to eye the bolt up with the center of that line, and then I'm tacking these on, and I'm saying that 350, the mounts will fit perfectly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to throw this away. This can be used as a transmission mount. Like I said before, I can use it as on another application that is not going anywheres at all. I will use it. I will use it. I'm gonna get some ground here. I'm happy with the air ride. Yes, I am. Very happy with what it looks like. Now I need a helmet. Don't need them glasses. I'm gonna take this helmet. Chad's going roofing today. Going to set up some stagings and rip off some shingles. Yes, I am. I'm going to go help Jolene's mother and her stepfather, help them out. That's what we're going to do today after this video. Jolene's got a bunch of work to do, but we're going to get on a roof and strip some shingles and have fun. All right, you can see the screw right there. It must be for a brake line or something or other, I'm thinking. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on there like that. I'm saying that I'm lining our line up just as best I can. I'm laying this on the weld. You can see the weld going through there. Look, get a piece of weld there, all the weld along there. And that's where I'm going to lay it, right on the weld. Or maybe I'll lay it right before the weld. And then I know there. Let's tack it in. Just going to tack it. Just going to tack it. Just before the weld. for the weld, be fine. Just want to put this back just a little tiny bit. Just line it up with the weld, seeing if it's nice and straight. I got the settings messed up on this, I think. No, I don't think. I know I do. And it's hard for me to see because we got no glasses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the other helmet. I'm going to grab the other helmet. I got the setting on that. I hit the setting on it. Just haven't got it figured out because I'd have to squint to get the setting figured out. Pull that off so I can see. Yippee! Alrighty, now also you can see I've got a gap down there as I've cut that. You can see I got a gap down there. That's good, and I'll tell you, and we know why, because it's called penetration. We can penetrate or have somewhere to weld and put the weld that we're going to stick on. We've got a place for our welder. Center. Center. Looks good. Looks good. And tack another spot. Untack it. It would be nice to run a nice bead, and what I'll do is I'll have to cut this off. So I'll put a little more weld on it. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that bar on it right now. I feel like I should have my CNI glasses to weld that in really nice. It is the motor mounts. I'm using the 220 welder to really zap it on. But basically what I would do, I would want to get a pair of glasses so I can put a nice weld on it. We've got lots of space down in here for lots of weld and lots of penetration. I like this where it's at right now. I'm just going to leave it. Basically what I'm thinking is that it's in the center because we took a mark. We know where the center is there. I'm saying that they got it center. So I've centered our line up with their bolt hole, with their bolt. The motor mounts were kept the exact same distance away, so the eye should be exactly the same. I made my own jig to cut it off and put them in. So basically, I'm going to take these go on the motor, and then what's going to happen is this is going to come down and go on to that, just like it was before. We're going to be just like that. That's how the motor's going to go, and one on the other side. This is coming out after we get it welded up, get it in place. I want to keep that there to keep it in place so it don't take off. This right now is acting as our jig, and I need some CNI glasses, and that's where it's going. Just like so. Just like that. And the other one on the other side. So we have put motor mounts in it that quick. I'm looking at it from here. Yeah, looks good. I probably should have marked it, but anyways, it's fine. That's basically where I'm going with it. and that's what I've done to do it. If I am anywhere near off at all, I can zip the little spot welds that I put on there. When I get my C&I glasses, then I can really do it. That's basically what I'm going to do for the motor mount. We're putting a 350 automatic in it. I made my own jig to put them mounts in that car. And I'm saying that, obviously, where we weld that together, that the motor's going to sit in right there is going to fit in perfect. It's going to fit in perfect. Let's get some air going and watch this car go up and down. This is something that I could have done, or I probably should have done. I could take a piece of tape, put it on there, and run it down to the edge of there. I'm going to do it just for giggles, just to look at it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Tape measure is just hard to get down in that spot, so this is what I do. That's why I'm doing it now this way. Stick it on here, going to the edge of the frame, the edge of the tape to the frame, edge of the tape to down there. Maybe I should start the other way. How's that? We'll do this. Put the tape down here where it hits. We're right at the start of that. We're going to run her up to where it lies on this. Nope, it's going to mark it. I'm going to mark it where it hits the frame. Right there. Then we take this to the other side. We put that down in there where that hits on that one. Exact same thing. And we're basically right on the money. You know, as I marked that there, I did the exact same thing on the other side. So I'm saying that we're in center, like we're good. You know, if it's off an eighth or something like that, I don't see any reason why that should harm anything. Not at all. Cool. And that's what it did, just a piece of tape from the top. Let's do it again. Tape from that top. If you find it hard to measure something, grab a piece of tape. If you're not pulling on it and stretching it, it should be the same. That's up there like that. Exact same thing where I marked it. Up on there, from there to there. Alright. That's what we're going to do for now. That's what we're going to do for now. I'm going to say that that's fine. I'm going to leave that in there and not weld it up yet because of the glasses. I want to put a nice weld on it. I'm using the 220 Lincoln, and it's doing a fantastic job. It's doing a fantastic job. Take off the ground so I stop tripping myself. What was I going to do now? I was going to show the air ride, was I not? I'm going to put that back. Just going to pull this back for a second. Yeah, it's kind of a big day for us. You know, we've accomplished our goal. We've accomplished our goal to do the 365 days and film every day. And basically, you have to ask you don't have to ask yourself at all, but if you want to know, you know, if we're working hard, that should explain it to you. If you ever try to film something or do a film every day and post it and do something every day, that means you're getting stuff done. We're getting stuff done. I want to air that thing up. I'm going to turn the air compressor on. Now I'm going to run the air hose out. What had to happen on this, on the air, I had to go up in the paint room and turn the air up, just like Jeremy Parker said. Also, I think I'm going to do the exact same. I'm going to do what he said to. Also, I'm going to run the 1/2-inch lines, the bigger lines. I think that will help. No, I know it will help. We'll turn this air up so we can get her up a little higher. I'm hoping. I'm not sure what that says, but anyways, we're going to go plug up the back. You can hear my air leaking, so it does not help the situation, that's for sure. It does not help the situation. What's that, sweetheart? One sec. I'm leaking everywheres. Come on, baby. We had it up to 130 pounds. I'm leaking air right now, so I'll do the back. There's what's going on. I knew it. We'll just leave it for a sec. We'll let it build up, and then we'll do the front. It's coming up slowly, but it's coming up. Woo. If you want to come from the front, you can see how it's, can you see it coming up? Yeah, it's coming up. So we did the front. Also, there was a couple other good suggestions about maybe lubricating that cover on the inside. That could be something too, but I'm basically thinking that our air pressure that I got running to the paint room, we're leaking air in there and I'm leaking air around there, is basically what's holding it back from popping up. Yeah, let's do the back. So we've seen the front come up. Also, this air ride, I'm thinking that the air would come as a punch instead of. So there we go. That's how she works. I enjoy that we're level. We're level, aren't we not? Looks pretty level. I'm happy with that. The air ride does work. The mounts were put in the right place the very first time, and I'm happy. We just put the motor mounts in there. I know that the motor's going to fit because I did not change the eye coming across. You could have measured it from there to the eye to eye, but how much harder would it have been to actually measure that and get that place and hold that in place when I could just put a jig on it and slide it right down in and weld it in. Just like that, I've made mounts for a 350 to slide in this car, and it did not take me very long. All it took was a little common sense. Basically, I want to thank everybody for watching and continue to watch. And what I want to say is that if at any time that I do something wrong or you see something going wrong, and other than to complain and say how poor it was or how stupid it was or anything like that, why not do what Jeremy done? Give a great suggestion and help the person. It's just as easy to help it is to knock, if that makes sense. You'll be more appreciated if you help somebody and then you run and knock somebody. Just think how good a person you can become if instead of saying what's wrong and help them. That's how I feel like. Sometimes I feel like, if you're going to take the time to knock somebody, take the time to help them instead. It's more gratifying than trying to throw someone underneath the bus. It's more gratifying, definitely, totally. Let's give away another hat or a shirt to the YouTubers. We have the computer here. But Jeremy gets one because he threw in a good comment, and I really enjoy that, there was no, what can I say? It was a good comment. And I want to give a hat or shirt to that guy. And it's a sad thing because when the air didn't come up in the front, or the airbags did not come up in the front, my brain went to the back and said, well, it lifted the back, why should it not lift the front? Well, on the back, it's just the bags are just pushing it up. On the front, you've got the top control arm that has friction. You have the bottom control arm that has friction. And there's a lot more weight in the front. And basically, it takes more air. Where I'm leaking at the air compressor, at the filters and at the nozzle, it takes away from that air. I think when you push the air on when we hook it all up, I think that the air is going to be a punch instead of just gradual building it up. It's going to be easier to come up. It'd almost be like jerking weight. If you were lifting weight, to lift it up slow and try to take it up over your head, twice as hard. But to get that jerk up and get it up there and then jerk up again, basically we know that there's a science to that, or I think there's a science to that, and I feel like the air system is going to be that jerk that the front end needs to go up instead of doing by the air compressor. How many comments we get? 545 comments. Thank you very much. We were at Jim's yesterday, and Jim had all the wires right, as far as I'm concerned. He had it in his brain. He knew what he was doing. There's just something that was being overlooked, but he had all the wires in the right place. And at the end, I asked him to switch the wires over to do it wrong. And the only reason I said that, or got him to do that, is because I wanted to, fill all the options that we had at the present moment that we thought we had. I wanted to use them up, so he knew that that was not the way. Like, you really have to, if it's not working, you really have to kill that cat and try every which way you can to make it work. And I was just asking him to hook it up wrong, to make sure that it was wrong. Basically, it didn't work the other way, so I would not quit. I would not quit that easy. I would try every other wire, every other place, and I would keep trying it until it worked. And basically, that's how I build things here. I keep going until it works. It's not how many times you get put down, it's how many times you get back up. Alrighty, let's push start. Nathan Walker. Really enjoy this episode. Jim, when converting from points to electronic ignition on my 73 Nova V8, the resistor wire needed to be switched over to regular wire. The resistor wire will not let it start or run. That's for the Petronautics electronic upgrade. You know what, Nathan? Very good suggestion, and I'll say why it's a good suggestion. Because it happened to you. That's called information, that knowledge that you have gotten by experience. You experienced it, now it's become knowledge. So that's kind of stuff that we really need to have, instead of more guessing and that sort of stuff like I do sometimes. That right there was knowledge because of experience. If you do not do it, you cannot, you haven't got the knowledge because you haven't had the experience. You can see and say and do and whatever, but basically, well done, Nathan. Thank you very much. And that will be taken in consideration when Jim goes to play with his car. It's something that happened to you. You're passing it on, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're passing on what we're doing. You can take from it what you want. Do it your way. Make sure that you do it your way. Please do it your way, because that way you'll be happier. For sure, you'll be the happiest. But also know, if it does not continue on, it'll make more of a man out of you if you get back up and get on it. And yeah, 365 days. I want to thank you, everybody, for staying and watching, because we feel like we have accomplished something. And I want to thank you because you've been a part of it. Keep watching. Come back tomorrow. We'll be here again. We've got another goal to set, and we're going to continue on. Have a good one.